Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on whenever you see this video. My name is Ashley Palacios, and I am the dispatcher here at Transportation. I'm one of the voices that you'll hear over the radio, or I will call out to you over the radio, depending on what it is that we are needing here in the dispatch office. I will be going over our presentation regarding dispatch rules and radio etiquettes. So let's begin. Dispatch and radio etiquette. Dispatch office rules. Stay out of the dispatch office unless you are authorized by a dispatcher or supervisor. Please be aware of your voice level in the hallway and near the dispatch area. Be respectful and mindful of our dispatchers. They are working on many issues at one time. Please be patient and wait for the dispatcher to complete the task that they are working on before asking for help. Do not linger in the dispatch area. Do not ask a dispatcher for personal, confidential, or sensitive information. This is considered gossip. Radio rules. Always perform radio checks to ensure that your radio is in good working condition. Check to make sure the radio is turned on and that the volume is high enough to be able to hear calls. All radio traffic should be as brief as possible. Before speaking, ensure the channel is clear for you. Wait until other conversations are finished unless it's an emergency. Hold the mic button down. Listen for the 2 beeps before speaking. If dispatch asks you to stand by, then please do not get back on the radio until called back upon. We could be on the phone with the parent, school, or handling another situation. Don't respond if you're not sure the call was for you. Always wait to be acknowledged by dispatch before transmitting a message. Do not get on the radio and give a full message without waiting for the dispatcher's acknowledgement. Dispatchers could be on a phone call. Example of a bad call-in. 01 to base, I have John Doe returning back to Bonham around 4:15 due to a parent no-show. Message transmitted over the radio. Keep the tone neutral, clear, and professional at all times. Do not use abbreviations unless they are understood by dispatch. Use 10 codes when possible. Use phonic alphabet when transmitting names and addresses. Never transmit sensitive or confidential information. Do not allow unauthorized personnel to operate your radio. Need to communicate with another driver? Drivers must call in to dispatch and get permission to speak with another driver to ensure that the radio is clear. There should not be any personal messages or conversations between drivers. End your radio transmission by stating your bus number, followed by clear. For example, 21 clear. If you encounter any major situation that may adversely affect traffic, for example, an accident, flooded crossings, then notify dispatch with your location. Okay, sorry about that. Things happen when, even if you're trying to do recording, dispatch stays busy, phone calls, people at the door. So let me start off, just in case it just knocked me off of where I was. I'm going to continue recording, but I'm going to go over the out on route again. If you encounter any major situations that may adversely affect traffic, for instance, an accident, flooded crossing, etc., then notify dispatch with the location and other pertinent details. Sorry, I did not pronounce that right. If another bus calls in that they have been in an accident, we will be in emergency traffic. Dispatch will close off the radio to all other drivers. Our goal is to safely and in a fast manner assist the driver that has been in an accident. Do not call in over the radio when we are in emergency traffic. Dispatch will let you know when the radio is ready to resume normal traffic. So the only reason why you would actually call in while we were in emergency traffic is if it was because you were in emergency. And then we could go through the proper channels of trying to help 2 buses that were in an accident at that one time. Communicating a student's name. First, a student's ID number is the safest and easiest way to call in a student to dispatch. If the student ID is not available, then the student's name should be transmitted as follows: initial of first name and full last name. If student has 2 last names, then give first initial of the first name and both full last name. These are examples with student ID. 01 to base. This is base 01. Go ahead. I have student 301454 returning to Bonham around 3:45 p.m. due to a parent no-show. 10-4. First initial and last name. 01 to base. This is base 01. Go ahead. Base I have C as in Charlie, last name Thomas, going back to Bonham around 3:45 due to a parent no-show. 10-4. 01 to base. This is for 2 last names, I'm sorry. 01 to base. This is base 01. Go ahead. Base I have C as in Charlie, Ibarra I as in India, Thomas going back to Bonham around 3:45 due to a parent no-show. 10-4. These are new guidelines that we just recently put in place due to the COVID-19 social distancing guidelines for when you're needing to come and speak to us here in the dispatch office. If the door to the dispatch is closed, please knock and wait for the approval to open the door. If the door is open, please wait at the door until you have the approval to enter. If you have any questions, we are at the end of the presentation. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to email Brianna or I here at work, or that you can come by and see either one of us or call either one of us. Our direct line for myself is 512-393-6528. Once again, 512-393-6528. And Miss Brianna's is 512-393-6581. Once again, Miss Brianna's is 512-393-6581. Welcome back, everyone. Let's have a good, safe year. Let's practice our social distancing. And I didn't wear a mask during this presentation because I'm in my office by myself. But other than that, you'll always see me with the mask until this is all over. So until then, until we see each other in person, y'all stay safe.